Fred Dibnah is on the final stage of his grand tour of Britain's industrial past. He's in the mountains of Snowdonia in North Wales with his steersman, Alf Molyneux, and his sons, Jack and Roger. They're on their way to see a Victorian workshop, the kind of place where an engine like Fred's would have been built. To get there, they have to cross the Llanberis Pass in Snowdonia. It's a big test for the engine, but it's performing well. After a hard climb, they've reached the top of the pass, but they've used a lot of water. It's time to fill the tanks. But up in the mountains, fire hydrants are hard to come by. The only place they can get water is from a tap in the cafe up here. But even then, there's still a problem.
We haven't got an hosepipe long enough. And then the taps are then, you have to keep your thumb on all the time. But keep them running, you know, water must be desperate on top of this mountain.
With no hosepipe, they've got to use buckets and anything else they can lay their hands on to get the water from the cafe. And that means a lot of buckets to fill a 160-gallon tank.
How far off top of it?
We're nearly there now.
Yeah, Rog. Is it in gear?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute then, hang on. Oh, looks like it's going to rain, doesn't it?
I'm not long over.
Eh?
I've driven it on my own now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at how you've bashed my engine about him. Anyway.
We better put 11 in because we've got...
in the coop?
Yeah.
With the tank full, it's time to get the dinner ready. And they're going to cook it in the old traction engine men's way, while Fred keeps the fans happy.
IE.
With more potatoes than we've got tinfoil for.
Yeah, let's see what it turns out like with a big hole on the side.
No, that, because with more potatoes than with tinfoil.
Sorry about the oily finger marks, you know. Make it more authentic.
You can do baked beans on the cylinder block, spaghetti rings on the cylinder block, eggs and bacon on the shovel, roast lamb, spare ribs. I've never tried toast, but we could.
Alf's early problems with steering the engine are long gone. And now, after nearly 3 months on the road, he's a very proficient steersman.
Stood up there in Skye, driving their engine, steering it anyway. It was just such a wonderful experience. I'd have never got that experience without Fred. Never.
As ever, it's been hot, thirsty work driving down the pass, and Fred's in need of some liquid refreshment.
Eh? I mean, you'd think, you know, what time of the licensing hours in Wales, you know.
I thought they were any time now.
Yeah, well, some people, they
Well,
do that well at weekend, they won't bother opening during
We've
the
had
week.
glasses on, I'll be able to tell you the time.
14 minutes past 1.
Right, 14 minutes past 1.
Oh, might as well press on, yeah.
Right, we're going.
I'm ready.
Are you all right? Break up on the trailer, Jack. Speed limit up here, we can open it up a bit.
Now that the engine has been running, it'll do 15 miles an hour with ease.
It's in top gear, it goes very fast. You should never try and change gear on a hill. I mean, you read all sorts of horrific stories about these super-duper men in the old days being able to change gear on the run. I don't think I fancy trying that. Maybe on level it's not so bad, but on any hills, you know, it's a bit fatal, I think.
Slate has been quarried from these mountains for over 1,800 years, but it was with the coming of the Industrial Revolution that the Welsh slate industry really took off. Fred and his team are on their way to the Welsh Slate Museum down at the bottom of the pass. But before they get there, those potatoes need looking at.
Just try the... Is it hot? Don't feel. That's done, that. Feels like it's done. They feel good.
Get all the carbon off and it'll be
They're too hot.
You want a knife and fork then to cut them open?
Yeah!
A set of teeth would be alright.
We went up road, but it was shut.
There you go.
I don't need...
Do you want some salt? And a plate?
Fork would be better.
Good inside. Good inside.
Not bad, actually. Wow.
That'll do till tea time, after they've been to the Slate Museum.
North Wales has been mined for both coal and copper, but really it's the slate industry that dominates the region. This is the Slate Museum at Llanberis, and it's based in the workshops of the old Dinorwig quarry, and in my opinion it's the finest Victorian workshop in the whole of Great Britain.
These workshops catered for all the repair and maintenance work of the quarry, which at its height employed over 3,000 men. All the power came from this huge water wheel built by the De Winton Company in Caernarfon, and the whole site was so big that it had its own railway. Last time Fred came here, he had a go at dressing the slate, but on this trip, it's the workshops he's interested in.
Yeah, I've been in here before, it's very interesting, you know, there's all sorts of interesting stuff. Now, not for a lathe.
Oh, I bet you could do some on
That's
that.
a fur, isn't it? All the machinery in this mechanic shop is driven by this line shaft, which is 1/8 of a mile long, and all driven from the water wheel at the other end. And of course it's the type of workshop that my traction engine will be manufactured in.
Good size of that one.
That's for turning wheels, it's like a wheel lathe. You know the ones in railway workshop where we went?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing, but you only do one side at once, as you might say.
Yeah.
Really, it will be wonderful to be let loose in here with about 60 tonne of iron plates of different thicknesses and about 50 tonne of coke, a few 45-gallon drums full of oil, and there would be no bloody end to what you could make in a workshop like this, because there's a machine tool of every description that you could ever wish to have. Yeah, the picture is a bit too big for our shed, though.
Yeah.
Well, most of this stuff in here is, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, look at that. Even in the olden days, no smoking. You thought they've all been going with the pipes, wouldn't you, and all that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, in 1870s, you know, in here it'd be like Bedlam, you know, them forges in there. It'd all be roaring away from dawn till dusk, sharpening all the chisels and all the tools and the drills for them thousands of men up the mountain. Yeah, look at this, a shaper. It's a double-ended one, isn't it? You can do how you want with this.
What would you make with the engine on this machine?
Well, on our one, same thing at home. We've made the valve chest covers. When we were doing the boiler, and we had to make that piece with a slant on it. You know, we're playing the slant on it with the shaper. They were made about 1870 or something like that. A squirt or two of oil on there and, you know, put the belt back on, which is not here no more, and it will be away.
At its height, Wales was producing nearly 500,000 tonnes of slate a year, 4/5 of all British slate. But this level of production came at a price. Slate quarrying was a very dangerous occupation, and in one quarry alone, 363 men were killed in accidents in just 150 years. Many thousands more were injured. Dinorwig Quarry closed in 1969. But some of the workers still live around Llanberis, and when Fred and Alf were down at the local pub, they met two of them.
Yeah.
Some
Hello,
big.
gents.
How do you do?
How are you? I saw you
Yeah.
steaming down.
Hello there.
This morning.
All right. Yeah.
Whereabouts were you going?
We went to the museum workshop, you know,
Oh,
which
that's
is
Yeah.
which is
How did you find
a
it?
lovely
Alright?
place. Yeah.
That's where I
Yeah.
served my time.
Yeah, well,
Started in 1953, in fact, yeah. When the quarry was, going. And
there must have been a lot of opportunity for fitting and mending
oh,
things.
absolutely, you're telling
Yeah.
me. Because I remember blacksmiths there, 6 of them working flat out. It's
Yes.
nice to see them still there, isn't it? Being kept,
Yeah.
for
Yeah, they-
people to see. The anvils as
Bloody
well.
fires would hardly go out, would they?
There's a true story about chaps from Carnarvon working at the quarry. What they used to do then, somebody came looking for a job, they had to knock on the door of the
Yes.
manager's office,
Yes.
and when you said come in, they used to take their caps off,
Oh, yes, you have to take
showing
it up.
respect to the manager. Well, this chap from Carnarvon came there to look for a job, and he knocked the door, and the manager said, come in, and he walked in with his cap still on his head. He said, do you know what you're supposed to do when you walk into the manager's office? You take your cap off. I'm coming here for a job, not for a bloody haircut, he said.
That's a good, isn't it? Yeah, the workshop's something, isn't it? I mean, they have nearly. You could really make a locomotive in there.
Oh,
couldn't you?
absolutely, with the big, with the
with
big
all
blades.
they've got their own foundry, their own
That's it.
bloody millers and shapers and
Oh,
everything
lots,
you could
lots.
want.
I never knew anything about foundry work. This chap came down from Scotland and he's
Yeah,
been
it
a
was.
foundryman
Yeah,
in
famous,
Coatesbridge.
yeah.
And he showed me all the ropes about casting brass.
Oh, yeah.
I was lucky. That was the first
Oh,
day
that's
that
the
I
best
started
way. Well,
there.
Yeah.
we've discussed this
And
on
we
this
keep-
trip
Yeah,
about learning how to books and things like that.
we can.
You can get a book, you're right,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
get a book written by an academic who's never done anything in his bloody life. And you, I mean, okay, he's a clever bloke, he can write it all down,
Yes.
but it don't really give you the final bit of how to do it.
No, that's true.
Like having an old man stood at the side of you saying you're making a bugger of that
Yeah, yeah.
is the best way
of course.
to
Yeah.
learn. Like making the boiler on my traction engine. Now we're very fortunate because there were a lot of old men who were left over from Horwich Local
Yeah,
Works,
yeah, yeah.
and they were all outdo how to work, smoking themselves to death and all that. Like. Yeah, I'm glad I met them men, like, you know,
Yeah,
else we'd have
great.
been in dire straits. you know.
Unfortunately, they're all leaving us, aren't they? There's no
It's
Yeah.
apprenticeships today as there used to
well,
be.
they,
in the
they're
old
just
days.
having a bit of a rethink now.
Are they? Yeah.
It's
I
only-
were in Birmingham University till the day getting an honorary degree, and the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor, and they're all sat there in the gold braid, and I got a funny hat on, you know,
Oh, I saw
like
that
a
in the
bloody
paper.
gown.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were all Chinamen, and 7/8 of them were girls as well,
Yeah,
young
well,
lasses,
they-
you know.
yeah,
All with a degree in
Yes.
engineering.
Yes.
Okay.
So what's going to happen to us? We'll be shopkeepers and tourist attraction in a bit.
Yeah, that's
you know.
it.
Going that road, isn't it?
Yeah. It's funny how we're getting old, Quill,
Yes,
and the
yes.
old memories.
Who
go
cares
on, yeah.
about anything now?
Yes.
They've been on the road now for nearly 3 months, and Alf's thoughts are turning to home.
Well, it'd be nice to get home and see how Mrs. is coping. It wasn't work. It was an enjoyable holiday and a one-off lifetime experience. Traction engines, they're just such amazing machines. A lovely sight. You've got to check your hat off to people as keep on going, keep them off the road.
But on the way home, they're passing one of the greatest Victorian wonders of Britain's waterways.
On our way back to Bolton, we're going to stop off at the world's first boat lift. The Anderton boat lift was built in 1875 and taken out of use in 1983, and then it was extensively restored and in 2002 reopened to the public.
The boat lift is a black and white Victorian iron masterpiece with a checkered history. It was built as an alternative to a series of locks to bridge the 51-foot height difference between canal and river. The initial plan to build a flight of locks was abandoned due to a lack of space and the amount of water that would have been lost from the canal into the river.
The lift was built to solve the expensive problem of getting goods from the River Weaver navigation up to the Trent and Mersey Canal. The goods mainly were pottery from Staffordshire and salt from Cheshire going back the other way. Changes in the design took it over budget by as much as £50,000. Really, you know, I think they did quite well getting it up in 30 months. I'm now going off to see Tim and Harry, who are going to give me a ride on the thing. Aye, good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, how you doing, Fred?
I'm all right, mate.
Nice to see you.
Are you going to give me a ride on your boat?
Yeah, if you'd like to come aboard the Storyteller, we'll set sail.
Aye.
Well, here it is, Anderton Boat Lift.
Yeah.
The lift has 2 caissons, and each caisson can accommodate 2 narrowboats.
What we're doing at the moment is actually in the aqueduct, which was built in 1875. When we were doing the refurbishment, we had to do a lot of calculations to work out how strong these girders were. Victorian engineers were good, but they weren't quite that good.
Oh, I know that, yeah. They generally sometimes overdid it, and sometimes didn't overdo it, yeah. Oh, here we are.
We've had to add safety features like the buffer, just in case anybody were to go into the gate.
Over-enthusiastic, yeah.
We see from the photographs how they built this 1908 structure. They had small derrick cranes, steam-driven ones on trestles.
It's like for any bridge building were quite fantastic, really, weren't it? How they did it. The amount of men that died,
That's right.
There were generally 5 or 6 on every project.
The large A-frames and upper gear deck were added to the structure when the lift was converted to electric in 1908, after corrosion damaged the original hydraulic mechanism beyond repair. The lift was sympathetically restored to hydraulic operation in 2002 after an extensive £7 million overhaul.
We took the main A-frames off as one piece, like giant Meccano, really, to carry the
We
machine.
actually took the whole thing down
Yes,
and then re-erected it.
re-erected it about a year later once everything had been refurbished.
When the caisson's like full of water, like how heavy is it?
But a caisson full of water weighs 250 tonnes. Both caissons are balanced at the moment, and all we do is transfer the oil from one piston to another.
Here we are.
River level.
So right now we can sail away to Liverpool.
It's been a long trip, but the end is now in sight.
Me and Fred work well together. Fred's very easy to get on with. He'd all this hanging over him with a terminal illness, but he insisted on keeping going. He intended keeping going. He was determined to get round to as many people as possible. He's given as much and he's getting as much back. You go past the school, there's kids run to railways, teachers and all, they were just as bad. It's just a wonderful feeling when you're on the engine and everybody's waving to you. Every time we stopped, people would descend on us. The joy on their faces, all the snapping they did all over the place. They just loved Fred. It was just a fantastic opportunity to get round to places where I would never have got to. Some lovely memories, stood up near furnaces. If I hadn't known Fred, I'd have never got on that steam launch on Coniston. I can sit back in chair and close my eyes and drive down Llanberis Pass with Fred. And on the engine, like going over at Forth Bridge, the only steam vehicle to go over under its own power. Them are the real highlights.
But before they go home, there are another couple of places to visit, because it was around here that some of the most important parts of Fred's engine were made. As they've driven the engine around, they've always had to know what the steam pressure was and how much water they had in the tank. If the pressure had got too high or the water level had got too low, the consequences would have been disastrous. So the pressure and water gauges are absolutely vital.
I've had a few pressure gauges from Budenberg's in Manchester. They make everything, all the works inside, the body of the thing. The only thing they don't do is the glass window in the front. In its heyday, the company employed over 500 people, but now they're down to just 60 odd workers.
The Victorian workshops where this sort of specialist work used to be done no longer exists, but the skills are still there, even if the work is now done in a modern industrial unit.
Just at the outbreak of war? That was one of the old gauges we made. All the movements were handmade.
No, it's a bit like clock making, isn't it?
It certainly is, yes. And basically, the principle hasn't changed
no,
from the early days of
principle, isn't it?
1850s, 1860s.
Yeah.
Steam pressure gauges are still handmade at Budenberg's, as they have been for over 150 years, under a patented design filed by them in 1849.
The pressure gauge consists of an oval tube that's been bent into a circle, and the steam is offered into one end of the tube, which thereupon it tries to straighten out the tube. And on the other end, which is blanked off, there's a linkage that goes to a needle and tells you how many pounds per square inch of steam there is in the boiler. Yeah, one day, about, God, it must be about 15 years since or something like that, we stopped for lunch somewhere near Knutsford or somewhere that road on in Cheshire, like, and this pub. And this guy come in with a yellow silk scarf cravat with red spots on, a big tash, and he said, I see I've not got one of the hard gauges on your machine. And I said, who are you, Mr. Budenberg? And he says, as a matter of fact, yeah, he says. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, mate, at home I've got one, a lovely one, where I said it's really badly damaged. And he said, you bloody chaps all the same, you want it for nothing, I suppose. And then, you know, we had a pint and bid him good day, but he said, I'll send a man and give it him. He took it away, and it came back, and it was like brand new, all shined up, new glass, new everything.
Back on the edge of Bolton, they've one more visit to make. Some of the most important parts of the engine are the smallest, like the nuts and bolts that hold it together. And this is where Fred got the nuts and bolts for his engine.
Thomas Smith's, or Smith & Bullough as it's now known, is one of the old-time nut and bolt workses, which produce about 800 bolts a day.
One of the problems that steam enthusiasts have is that it's difficult to get the right nuts and bolts for their engines because everything is metric now. The beauty of this workshop is that they still make the old-style imperial thread sizes that a traction engine like Fred's needs.
They don't look anybody about, so I ring bell for attention.
No, you don't need to do that. I know them all in here. They're all nice lads, you know.
Oh,
I know the way upstairs.
Go on, then.
Oh, hello, chaps. How are you doing?
Hello, Fred, yeah,
Is it all right if I show the BBC where all my nuts and bolts come from? They're all my traction engine together.
Yeah, no problem at all.
You know, we'll not fall in any nuts and bolt machines or out like that.
No problem at all.
Yeah, is that okay then?
Yeah.
Smith & Bullow's Nut and Bolt Works is one of the few companies in all of Great Britain that specialise in making one-offs, great big bolts with funny threads and sort of big square heads and any fancy shapes you want. Whitworth is a word that's practically non-existent now, but you can get Whitworth nuts and bolts here. And I've come today to make a special bolt for my traction engine. Anyone? Manchester, Sir Joseph Whitworth perfected the standardisation of screw threads, so everybody could make nuts and bolts that were all practically the same. Up until the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, threads and bolts and nuts had been individually made. I've actually worked on machinery where each nut was made to fit the bolt, and when you screwed them on, they waddled about as they went down until they actually landed on the face that they were intended to go on. Whitworth realised that if all engineers could use the same machinery for making threads and measuring, mass production would be immediately possible. By 1860, all his measuring equipment and his standardised threads were accepted throughout Great Britain.
Where are we going now?
I think we're going to the stores.
Size of them, Fred.
Oh, they were nice, aren't they? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Made in Holland. Magic. Now then, John.
No, Fred, what can we do for this time?
Oh, scrounging again.
Scrounging again, it must be
With our
someone.
tractor.
Do you fancy a cup of water?
Oh, yeah, we'll have a brew while we're
We'll
talking.
sort some of that.
We used all them inch and a half, 5/8 set screws for all the tyres on the tractor. We had the back wheels in the back kitchen and it were 3 inches deep in swarf drilling all holes and putting threads down the holes for them screwing. Well, I'm pleased to say none of them have come loose, you know, and it's had a beating. I was polishing round them only last night. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, my tractor's more or less all together by Mr. Smith's nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
I can't remember whether I paid for them or whether they given me.
I think it were 3 postcards we got for that with your picture on a postcard. That's what it cost you.
I've forgotten about that.
Some history in here, you know. Nah. So we keep managing keep going.
Oh, but you're still here, that's the main thing.
Yeah. We're going on a look at thread cutting shop.
Yeah, man, the horse pipe. Me just squat all up my leg. Yeah, we'll see if we put some threads on the end of here for us. Hiya, Tony. How you doing?
And can't no see.
Put some threads on here for us.
Do you want to put the thread on it?
No.
Underneath, it's easier.
Yeah.
You can get it balanced better.
Does it stop automatically?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like a lathe. Yeah. That's the tricky bit, isn't it? Hitting it in the middle.
Hitting it in the middle, yeah. Yeah. Good as me.
Few weeks practice.
Few weeks practice.
Fred has come to the end of his grand tour, and there couldn't be a more appropriate place for him to finish up than here. Because as places like this modernised, they had to do away with the old technology, like the line shafting that once drove all the machines here.
I remember coming by here about 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
They were all lying in yard, weren't they? And they said, well, you can have whatever you want.
But Fred was able to provide a good home for it.
Yeah, it's all going round, you know.
Yeah.
Drives 18 pieces of machinery in my yard.
From Smith Buller, it's just a short drive through Bolton to get back to Fred's garden. Since they left here 3 months ago, Fred and Alf have travelled over 1,000 miles, and the engine has had a really good road test. But there's now a bit of fine-tuning needed before Fred can set off on his most important trip. He's going to complete his grand tour of Britain by driving down to Buckingham Palace on his engine to receive his MBE from the Queen.
I've been restoring this traction engine for 27 years, and I've really fulfilled the dream now of actually touring the country, driving it all over the show and meeting interesting people. But I've one more long journey to make, all the way to London, to meet the Queen and receive an MBE for services to industrial heritage and broadcasting. On my way to London, we've stopped off at the Great Central Railway, which is one of the best preserved railways because it's got a double track like proper railways did have. Most preserved railways are single line affairs which were once branch lines, but this is proper main line affair. Yeah, in the great days of steam railways there were like 2 routes up England, you know, one up the west coast and one up the east coast. But in 1893 the Great Central put one up the middle. Yeah. And I think it was something like 1899 they got from London to Leicester. And of course now it's the only main line railway that has real steam engines on it.
And I believe
on 2 tracks.
20 here under preservation, haven't they?
And here we are at the locomotive.
Hello,
This is Fred, the driver.
2 Freds, eh?
I won't be coming with you.
All right. Well, let's look after him.
I have to go and have a look at how they're going on with repairs to the traction engine fire all door.
Right.
so I'll leave Fred with you.
Yes, he'll be in
Sorry
safe
about
hands.
this.
I know, I can see you.
Right,
we'll
we're
go
late,
later.
aren't we? We better get rolling.
Yeah. Right.
Bloody hell. You had a
Okay,
big
no.
beer belly, you'd never get through though, would
You
you?
wouldn't.
This 04 class locomotive is one of only 2 surviving engines from the original Great Central Railway. Built in 1912, it was restored here at the railway and now forms part of the National Collection. For Fred, riding on the footplate of a steam locomotive like this has never lost its magic. But for Alf, there's always something to do back on Fred's engine.
How you going on with it, Jack?
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, you've got it on.
Yes.
Is it working all right? Opening all right?
Yeah.
You're happy with it? So your next trip will be down to London to see Her Majesty the Queen.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nervous? No. Is your dad nervous, you reckon?
Probably.
A bit, yeah.
He's acting different, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah. He's not been saying a lot, which is very unusual.
That's because we'll not let him go in with Black Capel.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like inside Buckingham Palace.
Oh, I imagine it's very beautiful.
I wonder if you'd be going, tea, Alfred? A cup of tea?
Yes, that's it. I think he's letting Jack have a steer around in London. Yeah, I'll let you go first, Jack.
Really?
Well, it's going to be a bit dodgy with all this traffic.
That squeaky noise, that reminds me of me youth. Thank you. Good help. How many tons have we got behind with the carriages? Yeah. And I reckon we didn't burn much above 500 or 600 weight, did we? I wonder how much diesel fuel it would take for to move the same weight.
How far is it, Alf, from here to London?
I've no idea, to be honest.
Oh, quite a long drive.
Oh, it's be a fair way from here.
See you, mate. Ta-ra. Right, now then, Graham.
Did you like that?
I did indeed. All right, we're all right.
Right,
We're
we're
going to have a look around the
Craig,
engine
yes.
shed. Yeah.
And this is where the engine was restored.
I'll introduce you to Fred Dibner.
Right, how
Fred's
did
just
you-
been out on the 04, and Craig's the man who rebuilt that engine from
Yeah.
a pile of bits.
Yeah, I've heard.
And
yeah.
Craig served his apprenticeship with us. He's learned more about steam while he's been working with us
that's a
than
good-
anybody else here.
A
So
good thing for a young man, that, isn't it?
it's
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
to see young men like this
Yeah,
coming through.
yeah.
I'll leave you two to chat, and
Yeah.
I'll
Thank
see you
you.
later.
Yeah, all right,
okay,
mate.
thanks.
Yeah, we've just had a good run down the line with an engine driver called Fred on.
All right, yeah.
On one that you've done up, haven't
Yeah,
you?
did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was there, yeah.
Well, basically, it took me 3 years to
Yeah,
complete
well,
it.
it was, yeah,
I had to
yeah.
strip it all down and
Yeah.
take it all totally to bits.
What a pleasurable thing to do over a period of 3 years.
Well, it
Pull the
was, yeah.
locomotive bits and put it back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about the boiler?
Basically, the boiler, basically a full retube, a few stays here and there.
Yeah,
But apart from that, it was
All
as
right.
good as was
Oh,
when it came out of the
1912
works.
it was made, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did you have much like with the bearings and all that part of it? Like?
All the bearings were replaced,
Yeah.
coupling rod bearings.
Were they
different
wrong
bearings.
with journals like, or were they all nice and smooth?
They were fairly smooth, but we had them. We had, just
Yeah.
had them skimmed, just to
skimming off,
get them
yeah.
back to new.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about my tractor. I don't know what I made the front bearings out of, but there's a very weak solution of gold paint coming out with the oil,
right,
you know.
yeah.
Something wrong somewhere, you
Yeah.
know. You've got to be careful, haven't you, when you're getting things out at scrapyard.
You are, definitely.
Yeah. Hello, mate, how you doing?
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah, well, it's all looking well. Did you
getting
manage to get fire all door on?
He's done a good job, Jack has, with that fire
very
all door.
good.
It's
Right.
perfect. It's a good
I've
job.
been having a whale of a time steaming up and down on all these nice engines.
We know.
I'm having a Guinness. Where's my chair? I need to sit down. Hey. Nice and peaceful here, isn't it, Rog?
Yeah.
Reminds me of when I was little and I used to go and sneak onto railway sheds in Bolton that have all gone now, you know. Yuppie houses all over it now. Yeah, we're really good. Happy days. And here we are, sat here, miles away from home in Loughborough, in a nice, interesting place. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
On a Saturday morning, I used to climb over the fence and go up this embankment, and my uncle was there with his steam engine. And when I was about as old as you, and he used to let me get on it, and all Saturday morning, chuff, 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 up and down, shunting coal wagons. And then at 12 o'clock, he had to take it back to engine shed, so I had to vacate, you know, I had to get over the fence and go home for my meat pie. Yeah, there were a pub, you've seen it, on Manchester Road, called the Wagon and Horses.
Oh yeah, I know it.
And it had an iron ladder out of the sidings down into the backyard at pub. And I'm not kidding, it was as shiny as that regulator handle on that engine down there with the usage that it had. And all day long it was full of railway men either going on duty or coming off duty. And on a Saturday night and a Friday night it was chock bloody full. You couldn't get a pint, and on the big bridge over at Main Road, it'd be like a black five with 40 wagons of coal blowing its head off into the sky, and driver and fireman in the pub would just have another before we set off. And then when they got up the ladder and on the engine, you know, blasting on the whistle, and away they went and all. They all get arrested nowadays for behaviour like that. That lamp I've got at home on mantelpiece, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway, Manchester, Victoria. This guy, he were a shunter, you know, man with a stick with a hook on the end. And he were in the pub this night, drunk as a rat with that on the back of his head, you know, like Will A in that film, Oh, Mr. Porter. Drunk as a rat, like, you know, and I says, what are you going to do with your lamp? And he says, buy us a pint and you can have the bloody thing, you know. And I bought him a pint and he gave it me. Yeah, he'll be gone and all now. But I've still got the lamp. It'll be yours someday.
Is that the one above in the mantelpiece in the parlour?
Yeah, in parlour at home, yeah.
And there's the ones above the lathe.
Yeah, the ones in the shed. You at Winterbottom got me them for steamroll. They were brand new, them square ones. Can have them as well.
With the engine all polished and gleaming, it's time to head off for London and Fred's appointment at the palace.
I'm enjoying this trip, Neil. Very tiring, but good fun, eh?
But on the way, there's another little detour.
Whoa, now then. Yeah, while we're here on the edges of London, somewhere near here there's the Crossness pumping station with 4 great big beam engines in that have been here since 1860, which I think we should go and have a look at them. They're quite splendid. I think the finest Victorian cast iron work in all of London.
The Crossness engines are on the River Thames near Abbey Wood in southeast London. So it's been quite a detour for Fred and his team. But he's wanted to see these engines for a long time, and he knows this may be his last chance.
Here we are. Right, disembark. Put the brake on, Roger.
Aye.
Get in here, Fred, have a warm.
Work out, isn't it? Well, we're here. This is it, you know, isn't it? Eh? Built in 1865 when the River Thames were full of pollution and all the water supply were bad news. Mr. Joseph Basil Jett got the job of cleaning it all up, and he built 85 miles of sewers to clean up London, and then of course 3 pumping stations, I believe, to you know, help out when it started going up Brew. This is the remains of, you know, the last one.
The last one.
We'd still got the engines in, you know, like all the others. Some of them are there, but there's no engines.
And I believe this is the biggest pumping engine, well, the beam engine in the world, isn't it?
Well, it's supposed to be, yeah. We'll go and have a look at it, eh? Come on, boys. We'll go and have a look.
Okay, come on in, yeah.
Yeah, while Al's fettling the engine, I'll show you these brilliant steam engines, these 4 biggest beam engines in England, or maybe even in the world, built by James Watt. Originally, they had 12 Cornish boilers that burned 5,000 tonnes of coal every year to make them all go, you know, provide the steam and pump the raw sewage of London down into the River Thames. By 1920 odd, it were all over with, you know, they were derelict, finished, redundant, and they were heavily vandalised. Really, but for these fine people here who restored it, it would have gone, it would have disappeared forever. And really, how can you destroy something as magic and beautiful as this? How did you?
Welcome, Fred.
Come to have a look at your beautiful engine.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, a quarter of it. How long has it took to do this bit, like?
About 18 years to do this. But these are all original parts, polished up by elbow grease.
Oh, this cast iron works beautiful, isn't it?
Come and have a look at the rest of the engine. And there you see the crosshead going up and down.
Oh, yeah. And Mr. Watt's famous parallel link motion.
I think the fascinating thing about it all is to see that mass of the crosshead coming down and stopping just that much.
It's about 5/8 of an inch off, isn't it?
Not much more than that.
I wonder when they put it up at first, if they had any fun. You know, we better take another quarter of an inch off here, like.
Is this the top end of the valve gear?
Yes, this is the inlet valve, and that's the exhaust valve. And the inlet valve has this trip mechanism, and what that does, it trips the valve shut at a certain position on the stroke.
Yeah, about a 7-foot stroke.
9 foot.
9 foot?
9 foot.
Yeah. Well, we go up to the...
up to the beam floor.
Yeah, the main spindle.
Oh, there we are, Fred. There's the beam. 42 foot long, and weighing all of
50 tons.
Yeah, which is an awful lot.
Makes you wonder how they got that from Birmingham, doesn't it?
These are the counterbalance weights.
That were put on after it had been compacted.
Yeah, to compensate for the weight of the additional cylinders. The beam was cast in Birmingham.
Oh, he did that. Benjamin Goodfellow.
Benjamin Goodfellow of Hyde, yes.
That's not so far from all he lived.
Unfortunately, they're no longer in business.
Oh, no, none of them. They're all gone.
But we've managed to get the drawings with the Manchester Museum. What we've tried to do with the whole place is to pick up what we think was the decoration they had in those days. Wondered whether we could go downstairs and have a look at some more of the decoration.
It's all very beautiful. Yeah.
And it drives on teeth behind the flywheel. Hello, Peter. Fred, can I introduce
Fred Bazalgette's young
Sir Joseph's great-great-grandson.
Great-great-grandfather, yes.
Oh, yeah.
3 generations away.
Yeah.
That's right. So can I leave you to
Yeah, sure, thanks.
Oh, see you later, John.
Fred, I want to know first, is this the smallest, biggest, middle size? How's it compared to other engines you've seen?
I think I've seen a beam engine quite as big as this one, because the weight of the beam up there alone is 49 tons, or nearly 50 tons. And I think all the others I asked about were only like 30 odd ton, you know, which is...
it's one up for Conness there. I'm very pleased with that. Now, how much good London excrement do you think this used to lift every minute when it was really working in the 19th century?
A few hundred tons out there, yeah.
The whole system did, and this one on its own would do 120 tons of effluent a minute.
Yeah, or there's another word, isn't there? Can't say that on
Family show.
Yeah.
But what a task, eh?
Yeah.
Cleaning up London of cholera, typhoid. I think I can be proud of that.
Yeah, well, I should be, considering he was your great-granddad. To me, you never cease to wonder how they had such forethought to make everything big enough. I'll keep going right up till 100 years. You know, I mean, now we make things and they can only design last 20 years, aren't they?
Well, it's true. I think Sir Joseph Bazalgette would have got into trouble nowadays for spending too much on the system, because he over-specified it, and that's why it's lasted 150 years. still doing the job it is today.
Yeah.
The other thing that always amazes me about these engines, though it doesn't you because you know more about them than I do, is that we can stand here and we can almost talk in a whisper.
Oh yeah.
And it's
No
such
noise.
a delicate
Yeah,
piece of equipment.
Yeah.
There's no real noise.
Yeah, but I mean, more than likely it's had little done in mechanical maintenance to the main bits that would make the noise, like the main bearings and the big ends and all that. I mean, when I was a little lad, I used to go into spinning mills and look at them engines, and you know, they'd be buzzing round at quite a lot more revs than this, and some of them were making a terrible route, but they knew it with the end and nobody bothered.
So they weren't maintained properly?
No.
The thing I marvel at is what it takes people to volunteer to restore a bit of heritage like this that they really love.
Yeah.
What is it that makes people do that? Come on, you go around and
well,
you see
I'd like to have been here on the first day, you know, when after all that grafting and scraping and shifting inches of thick grease and everything, the thing actually revolves. It's an unbelievable feeling.
I mean, it's because of doing stuff like that, all the different engines you've helped, the voluntary stuff you've done. Is it why you've got your visit to the palace?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's something to do with that. Yeah.
I think it is.
Really. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Well, a bit of a surprise, I'll tell you, when I got the letter from Buckingham Palace, summoning me to meet the Queen.
Did the letter summoning you to the palace, did it give you the reason why?
Yeah, services to heritage and TV work or something.
I'll vote for that. Put it there, mate.
All right.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you here today.
Yeah, thank you. I've enjoyed it, believe me. After leaving the magnificent pumping engines at Mr. Basil Jets, we're going to the centre of London to have a look round at all the sites and go over a few bridges and cause general havoc with the traffic. Well, all right, you're getting into that lane at least, you know.
And even now, there are still some problems with the engine.
Wait a minute, what's a clonk?
Oh, let me get an hammer. Hammer.
Have to mend this when we get back to base, you know. That's it. Oh, the engine's going very well, but the one or two small faults like this plug, every time you go over a bump it goes further down and we can't turn it on.
I don't know how much water we've got in it.
Yeah, it's above the hole. That's all right now. The tired people, Jack, that lad. Mechanical engineer.
But driving a traction engine round the centre of London is hot, thirsty work, and there are too many nice pubs along the route to drive past them all without sampling some London beer.
Well, we're going to have a swift half, you know. Yeah, all right. Oh, sorry.
Fetch me one over here, and I'll stop here.
The other thing is, I've no money.
Jack, where was that 20
Hey?
quid Mum gave us?
No, that's train
See if
ticket.
there's any in the van.
Brilliant. Right, come
Money
on.
like this, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, we got 10.
Yeah, that's a £10 note. Come on. Yeah, you keep guard, and if anybody comes, we've stopped for...
I'll walk about with the oil can and try and look intelligent.
Are you nervous?
Why should I be nervous?
Oh, the Queen, remember? The little medal.
With my gong, my gold cross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what about this trip round London today? What did you see that was good?
I think we smoked Tony Blair out of Big Ben.
No, we didn't.
We gassed him.
We've got some super coal, radioactive, no smoke. Yeah. What do you think, Jack? About the buildings we've passed and all that?
Nice.
Yeah.
And Fred's got a very special parking place reserved, just by the palace.
We've been given permission to park it up on the Guards Parade ground next door to Buckingham Palace while we go and receive our award off the Queen.
It should certainly be safe here.
Right, we're here at last. You better go and get some clean togs on. I'll have a look at the engine.
Yeah. All right. Well, I suppose I'd better get changed. I can't really go and see the Queen like this. So I'll go and get me penguin suit on.
I'm really glad for him. You know, it's overdue. He really deserves it.
I'm ready now to go and see the Queen. Yeah, it's being looked after really good, yeah. No chance of it getting vandalised.
We left it being guarded by some soldiers.
Are we in the right place? Right.
Brilliant.
I never ever thought of ever becoming here like this.
We're going to get some ladders up for you, so you can back down the other side.
Yeah, well, there's still plenty of room for steeplejacks in London, you know. Where I live, there's nothing standing up no more.
I wonder if you want some repairs done on a purple.
Yeah.
You enjoy your day.
Take care. Have a nice day.
Who's next?
Yeah, the braces I've got on, gentlemen, at present. The back connection is the buttonhole in the back pocket, and the front are the two tightening up pieces. Well, there's no belt lugs on these pants.
Yeah, well deserved. But I'm not so sure when he comes back whether I'll doff me hat and bow a curtsy.
You know, I've been to Buckingham Palace before, but only ever stood outside and looked through them forbidding railings. I never thought that I would end up in the middle of it all. And it's quite as splendid inside as it is outside, isn't it? We'll nick a couple of these gas lamps for back at base. Mr. Suggs, London, you know.
Oh, you're going to go and get your ladders?
That flagpole is 3 ladders high. I'll tell you that, yeah. I wonder where the Queen's apartments are.
Dr. Frederick Dibnah, for services to heritage and broadcasting.
He said, "You don't still climb up chimneys, do you?" I said, no, it's a young man's business or something like that. And then it was the handshake and bugger off, it's time to go. Fred! And here I am, stood in the middle of Buckingham Palace with the medal.
Just hold it up a bit, that's lovely.
So what was it like meeting the Queen today?
Well, I don't know, it's a bit unusual really. I never ever envisaged I would ever end up in Buckingham Palace getting an MBE, you know, a bit of a shock really.
Nowadays, do you think of yourself as Fred Dibnah steeplejack or Fred Dibnah broadcaster?
Well,
what's your first love?
Neither really. I'm a backstreet mechanic. Aberdeen University gave me an honorary degree in backstreet mechanicking. And now Birmingham University have given me a degree in backstreet mechanicking. So it'll do for me, that.
And now you've been honoured by the Queen.
Oh, yeah, I've got an MBA as well, yeah.
So congratulations.
Nice to see you. Famous tennis player.
Yeah, that's right, how are you?
Yeah.
Get a little bit of these in.
Many, many years ago, when I was at school, you were the first person I ever photographed.
Thank you very much.
Take that to the chemist, you'll get the pills first thing in the morning.
What did you feel when you were told you were going to get this, when the news came through?
Surprised, to say the least.
Does it bother you at all that it's got this empire word in it?
You know, I think the Queen and the Empire is what made Great Britain great. And I'm a real royalist, mate, I'll tell you. I mean, everything like this place is beautiful, isn't it? It's an Iron Founder's dream, all of this.
And it's that love of the craftsmanship and the building and engineering skills of the past, and his passion for telling us about it, that made Fred so special as a broadcaster. But looking at these things for television wasn't without its drawbacks.
The great drawback with television presenting is you don't get enough time to actually study the objects. I mean, they keep coming finding me because I've wandered away looking at things of great interest to me, where I could have spent days, not hours. Like the lantern on Ely Cathedral were quite a magnificent piece of woodwork to me. That's why we created that model that we did, that were my version of how them men got it all up there in the Middle Ages. And then, of course, there's the more modern wonders of the world, like the Forth Rail Bridge, and even the more modern ones, you know, the suspension bridges made of wire, which are quite fantastic things. The most exciting one was the one over at M62. I've never ever seen anything go over that bridge, but when you're up there, you don't even know where you are. All of a sudden, you just come to these two handrails and whoop, 200 foot down. Of all the people that I've met, they're like the lads who really do it for a living proper, like the steam hammer men in Sheffield. They were like, no talking, like a team, perfectly rehearsed in every move. That to me was brilliant. I just like that style of workman, like boilers and riveting and all of that sort of thing.
And for Fred, it's this backstreet mechanicking, as he calls it, and all that he's taught himself in this field that is his greatest achievement. He believes that more than anything else, it's what he's done to preserve these skills that's earned him his engineering doctorate and his MBE.
Yeah, I don't know whether I can word it whilst, you know, driving the engine or not. I don't know, you know, maybe.
That's it. A lifetime's ambition fulfilled. Now it's time to celebrate. And what a way to see the sights.
Do you see the big wheel?
The London Eye, that's called. Yeah, all the ridge tiles on the Houses of Parliament are all cast iron. There's lots of beautiful buildings in London, isn't there? What about Big Ben then, eh? We've been up there, you know, right amongst it all where the bell is. Where are we going now? We'll go home and see what's what in the back garden, I think. Well, I've done it. It's finished.